Before you get the jet or the yacht, you have to accept the risk.
I told you.
The worry.
This is absolutely devastating.
And the dirty work that comes with flipping. I was so broke when I got started, I actually lived in my mom's garage. But I took the gamble. And now I've put it on the line over 500 times to build a better life for my family. To new beginnings, our new home at the beach. Cheers, everybody.
Yay.
Now I'm out to help novice flippers who are ready to bet on themselves.
This is like the highest risk flip I've ever been involved in.
Together, we'll take the worst of the worst and fight like hell to make a mountain of money, turning them into the best on the block.
This should be closed off.
How do you figure that out?
Experience. That's why I'm here.
Right now, I'm headed out to Venice Beach, California, which is one of the priciest real estate markets in all of Los Angeles. And I'm gonna be meeting rookie flippers, Crystal and Laurent. They just bought their most expensive flip ever, and they really wanna appeal to high-end buyers without completely blowing the budget. So I'm gonna try to help them and keep things on track. I just hope that this $1 million market doesn't turn into $1 million problems.
Hey, so how's the kids going? Are they okay? Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much. We're just rolling up to the house now. I appreciate you looking after them. Hope they're not too much of a handful. Oh, here comes Tarek now. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
How's it going?
Hey,
how are you? I'm good. So this is it, huh?
This is
it. I'm Tarek. Nice to meet
Laurent,
you.
nice to meet
Crystal, nice to meet you.
You have an accent.
Yep, Australian.
All right. How long you been in the States?
7 years now, because of
you. Yeah,
him.
because of me.
Oh, it's because your fault. It's
I'm the
your
lucky
fault.
one.
How did you guys start flipping houses?
So we're real estate agents.
Okay, so you're seeing all these deals and you're asking
Yeah.
yourself, why am I not buying these deals?
There you go.
One day I come back home and she's like, oh, we're in escrow on a home.
Listen,
So,
I
you
have
know.
the same personality as you. If I want something, I just throw gas on the fire, I go all in, and then I figure it out. So
I'm the one with the sleepless nights.
she sleeps fine, right? Okay,
good
so
baby.
how long have you guys been flipping houses, and how many deals have you done?
2.5 years now. We've been flipping houses, and I'd say about 6 properties.
And all of them have been very rewarding. So we're
Yeah.
trying to increase the price points as we go. First one we started was like around 500,000. The last one we did was about $1 million.
How much did you pay for this house?
1,670. So
Okay.
it's a big jump, that's for sure.
And what do you hope to sell for?
Resale would be around probably 2.6 million.
2.6 million.
Yep.
What airport are we close to?
Santa Monica Airport.
A house under a flight path is a huge negative to buyers, so everything else is gonna have to be perfect if we want to distract the buyers from that noise. So how did you come up with the number of 2.6 million?
There's a house nearby that sold for 2.8, 1,700 square feet.
I mean, it had a nice pool, really nice, landscaping that's very important, and we're looking to build a pool.
We have a construction budget of around like 250,000, 300,000.
If you guys decide to do the pool, were you planning on spending more money?
Yeah, closer to 300, just maybe a little bit above.
A little bit above. A little bit. Okay. How long do you think the project's gonna take?
About three months, around 3 months.
Okay, and then permitting wise, I know we are in Venice and we're somewhat close to the ocean, so.
Yes, with Coastal Commission.
Do we have coastal commission?
Well, that's what we're finding out now.
Because it's an entire
Yeah.
different process, different department, different rules, different guidelines. If you guys are in the coastal commission, like what would normally take, 2 months to get permits could
Yeah.
take like 4 to 6 months.
That's what's got us worried.
Yes.
The California Coastal Commission, they protect the environment by regulating construction near the ocean. It could require special permits or even restrictions on projects. So before they even think about starting the work here, they have to get it sorted out. I'm assuming you have a loan on this property?
Yes.
15,000 a month.
A month, yeah.
Which
Big
is
chunk.
why we need your help. This is the biggest purchase we've ever done. Getting the project right, the finishes right, where we can maximize the resale value. We need some guidance here because anything that we mess up is gonna cost us big time. Crystal and I are good at design, but we need Tarek's help for budget and expenses. This is our most expensive and biggest renovation ever, so we're worried that things can get out of control. If this flip doesn't go well, then it's the end of our business.
Why don't you guys tell me a little bit about what you want to do on the outside?
I think we definitely want to do a whole new roof, as you can see.
There's a vegetation growing in between the solar panels.
Which is
I see
not
that.
likely.
So how does that work?
Yes.
They'll take the solar off, you'll put the roof on, then put the solar back on?
Exactly. Yeah, we have to call the solar company for that.
Have you guys chosen a contractor yet?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's see this thing.
All right.
A lot of wallpaper.
We're actually going to keep this.
Okay, wow, a lot of walls,
Yes.
kind of dark.
Brighten it up a bit.
I agree. So this would be the dining room. This was a bedroom, right? Because I see a closet.
Yes. And then
What about the fireplace right here?
We're actually gonna keep it.
do a new nice mantle.
Yeah, we're gonna paint the bricks white. You know,
Nice
that's gonna
element.
like, you know, brighten up the room a bit. You know?
Got it, got it. And like walking into this house, the floor plan's a little funky. Some
Yeah.
walls should probably come down. Some
Yep.
walls should probably go up.
We're actually going to open up this wall here, so we're going to have a nice flow into the kitchen space.
Okay.
And then going to open up maybe that wall too, and just have a nice little bar layout over there.
So you walk
And then-
in, this will be
yeah.
open to the kitchen.
Yes.
That will be a bar.
Yes.
Okay, so on the back side, we have laundry.
We're actually gonna move the laundry room to the hallway.
So the bar is gonna be kind of on that side of the living room, right? Like it's over there. So what are you gonna actually have back here? Is this gonna be kitchen?
Kitchen, pantry.
Got it.
Here, what we're gonna do, this window here,
Yeah.
we're going to turn it into a door.
Like
And
a
it-
slider.
Oh, so this is gonna be a sliding door.
Sliding
Yeah.
door.
Oh, so
yeah,
you're gonna
sliding.
be able to walk out the kitchen into the yard.
Into the yard.
Exactly.
Okay, I
Right?
like that.
Yeah.
And who came up with that idea?
Yeah, it was Laurent.
Yeah.
I came up with the doors over there. He's over here.
Okay, I
we
like that.
the indoor-outdoor flow.
So price-wise, how much do you think it's gonna cost to do the kitchen and add this door?
The kitchen, cabinetry, and appliances is gonna be about, you know, like 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have to go a little bit
Yes.
higher end on the materials. The door, I mean, you know, whatever the cost of a sliding door is, you know, maybe a couple thousand.
Yeah.
And I noticed in the family room over there, there's a bifold door,
Yes.
which are very nice, but also
Yes.
very, very expensive. So are you gonna put a
Yes.
normal slider here or a bifold?
Probably just a normal slider.
Normal slider.
Yeah.
We'll
Nice
keep the
normal slider.
bifold in the family room.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to maybe just sand it down, maybe to just cut a little bit, but still make it look nice, and because they're
Restore
solid
it.
wood.
Yeah.
Restore.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was actually,
yeah.
that's one of my suggestions because you guys already have the bifold doors over there and it's
Yeah.
really expensive to do, so we
Yes.
should just refurbish.
Yeah.
All of these walls, they're coming out. So this is
Yeah.
all open.
All open.
So you're gonna have a huge island here. You're gonna have a bar over there.
Exactly. And what's nice is that it's open to the living room, so it's got to have a good flow.
Okay, and then what do we have back
Here
here?
we have the bathroom for this bedroom.
Okay, so this is bathroom number 1. So to redo this bathroom, what do you guys think you're gonna pay for this bathroom?
About 15,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. So this is the
This
bathroom
is
for this
bedroom.
bedroom right here.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Scrape ceilings, new lighting, new closet, new flooring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then down here we have more storage, so pop in new cabinets.
So this is actually where we talked about the
Laundry.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you want to relocate the furnace, relocate the water heater, and then this
Yes.
would be the indoor laundry.
exactly. Yeah.
I like that.
by the bedrooms.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then this is actually a decent sized bedroom. This is probably what, a shared bathroom?
So we're going to do so it's going to be an ensuite. Right now it connects into the other room, but we're going to wall it off. So this will be the ensuite for this bedroom.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
this bathroom right here is gonna become private to this bedroom.
Exactly. And over there is the primary.
Where would the new primary bathroom start? Right
So
here?
over here, yeah, we would wall this off.
So this is now the new primary bathroom
Uh-huh.
and then bedroom.
Exactly.
All in on the project, you said the budget was $250?
Yes.
Is that a budget or did you guys get a bid for $250?
The bid we got was for labor only.
Okay.
So it's 140,000 labor only, and we're buying the materials.
These two have a ton of big ideas, but I feel like they could go overboard with the design. And with the contractor bid that only includes labor, they need to watch every penny or they're gonna double their budget. The new bathroom, what's that gonna cost you?
Somewhere around like $30,000. And what we're gonna do also is we're gonna make the bedroom bigger by opening up this room.
On the back side of this wall, we have that dining room, right?
Exactly.
So this wall is gonna be gone. This is all gonna be bedroom.
Yes.
Okay, so this is set up as a dining room right now. This was a 4th bedroom before, so now you're
Yes.
gonna connect the 3rd and 4th bedroom to make one big bedroom.
Exactly.
So you guys are gonna build out the bathroom, so we have a bigger bathroom.
Exactly.
And then closet and then bedroom.
Exactly.
Got it. So understand why you wanna do it, because you wanna make a bigger primary.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
But we're losing a 4th bedroom, so
Yes.
looking at the comps, how important is a 4th bedroom?
Not important. We see a lot of 3 beds, 2 bath.
Okay.
What's
Higher.
gonna be interesting in this one is we're gonna make it into a 3-bed, 3-bath.
Yes.
So by adding this extra bath, technically all the bedrooms will have their own bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So the comps justify 3 bedrooms, though.
Yes.
For sure. Okay, you guys are both in real estate, so I'm taking your word for it. With all of these huge projects that they're tackling, they need to be sure about the comps. Because if they're wrong, they can end up losing a ton of money.
So the pool would probably go over on that side because there's more space there.
So this is where the new doors would be.
Yeah, exactly. New doors would be here, and then maybe one little step, the deck over here, and then we would do the pool little section over there.
So, I mean, it's definitely not a big yard.
Man, another airplane.
This is a really noisy house. There are constant planes here. So Crystal and Laurent, they really need to figure out how much money they want to invest in the outdoor spaces because buyers, they might not want to spend too much time back there. Instead of doing a pool, here's what I think. Do an awesome patio out here, nice wooden deck, and then what we could do is add a fire pit and then a water feature. Save a lot of time, save a lot of money, and then it gives you that water fire feeling. If you guys are gonna do a pool, it's gonna take way longer than you think, and it's gonna be way more expensive than you think.
But the higher comps have sold with pools.
I have worked with a ton of rookie flippers, and most of them, they take my advice, but some of them, they just don't. And these two are fighting me on a pool, and you never want to put something into a flip that's not going to give you a return on investment. And putting a pool in their backyard, it's not going to have a return. I want to go over the numbers real quick to kind of show you where you're at.
Yeah.
You guys paid $1,670,000 for the house.
Yes.
When it comes to the rehab budget, you guys were kind of jumping around 250, 300. So why don't we just call it 300 for today?
Okay.
Your holding costs, you guys said you think you'll get the house done in 3 months. In a best case scenario, by the time you guys fix this house, get it listed and sold to a buyer, I'm talking best case, you're looking at 6 months,
Yes.
right? That's $90,000 in carrying costs. When we were outside earlier, you thought 3 months to get this house done. So 45 to 90 is a big jump.
Yeah.
You're selling it yourselves.
Yes.
Your closing costs and commission is going to be about 70,000. So that gives us a break even of 2,130,000.
Okay.
And you guys said you hope to sell for 2.6. That leaves you with a net profit of 470,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be great.
That is a huge number.
Yes.
But here's where it gets even riskier.
Okay.
We have no idea if this house is in the coastal commission. Because if the coastal commission slows you guys down and we're delayed 6 months, this is gonna be a year project. Top priority, like on top of everything, is figuring out if this is in coastal commission or
That's
not.
right.
We have some calls to make.
Yeah. We have to get that on now.
The longer we own this house, the riskier it gets. You have more carrying costs. More things can happen with the economy. More things can happen with the interest rates.
Yeah.
Knock this thing out of the park. Get it done
Yep.
as fast as possible. Sell it for as
Exactly.
much as possible. Get the profits and buy the next house.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. All right, deal.
Hey.
These two have huge plans for almost every space of this house, but I don't think they're looking at the total cost of the flip as a whole. All of these projects, they add up super fast, and on top of that, they're paying for all of the material themselves. So I really need them to stop making these choices with their gut and start making them with their wallet instead. Every decision needs to be worth the investment.
We finally heard from our contractor and we are not in the coastal commission. That is a huge relief.
While the crew starts framing, we want to take Tarek to this really hip Venice restaurant that we like that has the design that we want to go for.
All right, can I help
already-
you?
he's
He's a
already-
wild one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
We want to start ordering materials right away because any delay is going to cost us a lot of money.
Venice is very eclectic. It's it's a little wild, right?
Yes.
But the house you guys are flipping, it's not necessarily like on the boardwalk or near the beach. By the beach, there's a certain look, right?
Yes.
The issue we're gonna have is bringing the beach vibe to like a residential neighborhood. I think if you're looking in Venice, you're always looking for that beachy, eclectic.
Yeah,
No matter
it
what
is
part of
Venice.
Venice you're in, you know?
Because Venice is known for being Venice.
Yes.
So then, design-wise, like what direction are you guys thinking?
I think I want to keep still the brick because, we have the brick in the front, but then maybe paint it white, similar to how this
that.
is. Exactly right. And I really love these light fixtures. More of a, bohemian
Yeah.
and a lot of wood.
You see in this restaurant already, like all these different shades of brown.
So more like natural earthy tones.
Yeah,
Exactly.
earthy.
The natural feel, the stone.
The natural.
It's not a huge house.
No.
And by keeping everything light and kind of like natural tones, it's gonna feel bigger. Whites and light woods and light stones.
Exactly. Yeah, we need that bright and airy. We need to incorporate that Venice like feel to it. So also, I want to incorporate somewhere some piece of art in the house. So because that's very Venice.
Yeah.
Like a mural
Like
or
an artist,
something.
like a Venice
so not a
artist
painting,
mural.
you're talking about
Like
a
an
mural.
actual, yeah.
So I like the idea of that.
Yes.
How much would something like that cost though?
I think a few thousand maybe.
Yeah, we have to
2,000,
get the
3,000 or
pricing, but it's
something.
like-
We'd have to look into that.
So let me ask you this. Have you seen any comparable sales, active, backup, pending, sold, that have any art, any murals, anything like that?
No.
No, it differentiates us from the rest. Let's just put it that way.
The question is, if you guys were to spend thousands of dollars on a wall mural, are you gonna get a return on that?
We just never really thought about it, Tarek. That's now that you're bringing that into our mindset, now we can, because we would just go, 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 go. So we're gonna look into that. That's the next step.
I think that's the biggest part of their problem. They're moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour and just throwing everything at design. They need to just stop and actually consider if these choices are gonna pay off in the end.
So wherever we can save, that's what we're trying to, and which we could have. Oh, is it good?
Is that
She gave me the
yummy?
thumbs up.
Can I get 2 thumbs up? What do you
Yeah.
think, Huntley?
We wish we could have saved the solar panels, but we were advised to remove them because they were old and outdated. It's a lot easier actually now to put the new roof on.
Laron and I, we've been juggling the real estate business, we've been juggling our kids, and also the flip, so it is a lot of work. Thank goodness that our contractor has been moving fast. They put in 2 new beams and a pier where the post used to be. The walls that closed off the kitchen are gone, and it's all open now. We still have a long way to go, but at least that part went smoothly.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
You guys are jamming.
We're pushing them real hard.
Yes.
Couple questions.
Uh-huh.
Why are the beams sitting down?
So they're going to be exposed. We like the wood look, you know, that feeling. We're going to sand them down and stain it.
Okay.
So it's just, you know, that nice natural
Warm,
look.
natural wood feel, you know?
Exactly.
Oh, you guys got the door in.
Yes, and it's nice because we got the accordion one. So they're literally, it's not going to be halfway. It's going to come the whole
That's gonna
way
be
over.
really
And then we've
nice.
got the deck that you lead out into.
So this is our new island.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be the farmhouse sink and the dishwasher.
Okay.
Some shelving, cabinets, and the fridge is gonna go over here. And then obviously this is gonna open up to the outside.
That's the
And
stovetop over here.
the stovetop's gonna be right here. So it's gonna be amazing because it's gonna be like indoor-outdoor.
What are you guys thinking design-wise for the kitchen?
Just very light and airy, you know,
Light,
so
airy,
light oak.
earthy.
Yeah, exactly. Brass. We're going to do light oak for the cabinetry and the shelving.
Is that prefab or is that custom?
That's custom.
How much is that costing?
About $20,000 for the cabinets and the shelving.
But it is a high-end house, so
Yes.
I'm actually good with you guys spending the money. So then add another 10 for appliances and counters, all in, backsplash. So the kitchen is probably gonna run about 50.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
is our budget still 300,000?
It's around that.
Probably
Around
plus,
that?
you know, a little bit higher, just because we're going higher end with the finishes and with the appliances to stand out from the rest of the competition.
Okay, so when we say a little higher,
Well, 50,000, 100,000.
not my first rodeo. What does that mean?
I mean, probably around 50, 60,000.
If this were my flip, I wouldn't be laughing about going $50,000 over budget, especially this early in the project. We still have a long way to go, and if there's one thing I've learned over the years is surprises, they always come up. We have to really, really, really be on top of the budget here. This is your most expensive flip ever, right?
Exactly.
And
This
this is your biggest rehab budget ever, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to warn you, like, you know, I've done a lot of houses, and when you buy more expensive houses, you start doing more custom work.
Yes.
If you're not on top of your budget, you look up one day and your budget's doubled. I can't tell if what I'm saying is really sinking in with these two, but I hope they can hear me because this is a buyer's market. And there's a very good chance that they're not gonna get their asking price. And if they keep putting money in the end, they're gonna get a lot less back. Crystal reached out and she left me a message that they're running into some issues with the exterior, so I'm gonna swing by the house to see if I can help them out. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, so we were planning on making this a custom wood garage door.
We did our deposit, and then all of a sudden they just said it's going to take 12 to 16 weeks, when the guy initially told me it was only be 4 to 8 weeks. So
You gotta fight for that deposit. They owe you that deposit. For them to come back and double your timeline, 100%,
Yes.
you should get the deposit back.
yes,
We definitely need it.
yeah.
Okay, so how much was the deposit?
It was about I would say, what is it, $3,800?
$3,800. How much
Yeah.
is the garage door?
Initially, this was going to cost us about $8,000.
Why is it $8,000?
Because it's a custom solid wood herringbone pattern. So
When you guys ran the comparables for this house, did other people have $8,000 garage doors, or did they have white garage doors?
They had like more modern garage doors.
yeah.
But, you know, we wanted the wood because it stands out with the theme of the house.
Okay, but that's one of the things you guys are asking me to help you save
Yes.
money where you can save money. I think $8,000 is too much.
So I guess we have to find somebody else.
Every little project adds up, and you might think it's only a few $1,000s, but if you do that a couple of times, by the time you get to the end of the project, you're just way over budget. What else we got?
Well, we actually want to show you something out back
Sure,
that we
in
have
the
in
back,
mind.
yeah. This is where we're gonna build the deck.
How much is the deck running you guys?
15?
15? Yeah, 15,000.
15,000.
We're scraping the idea of the pool?
Yeah,
No more pool.
no more.
Yeah.
So we did think about what Tarek said about not doing the pool, and he was right. You know, it takes too long and it costs too much money. We still want to create a nice outdoor space for the buyers, but removing the pool expense is actually going to help balance the budget.
And then where does the deck go? Does it go against this wall?
So-
But then if the deck's coming out here, what about the door?
That's going to be closed off because we're going to do a beautiful, interesting mural piece right here.
You know, this being Venice, you know, young, hip, cool,
Okay, well, how much?
about 4,000. But it's gonna cover floor to ceiling.
The whole thing is going to
The whole thing.
All right, so
painted.
here's the thing. Like, normally on a flip, I would never do a custom mural, right?
You said, you know, look at what other homes do. We'll be the only one with it, but I
it's
think
unique.
it's a selling point.
It
Yeah.
is. It is very unique.
Yeah. All right. Oh, another plane.
Yay.
I think there's a flight school going on.
Probably.
I'm still not sure that putting all of this money in the backyard that's right under the flight path is gonna be worth it, but at least they're not putting in a pool. You guys have a good weekend?
Great,
Yeah.
thanks.
All right, good.
We've lined up most of the materials for the kitchen, but our one big question is the stone backsplash. We think it's going to be amazing, but because it's not the common choice, we want to make sure Tarek is on board with it.
There's a whole bunch of stones in here.
I like the beige sort of stone.
And
Maybe
I also
not the
like something that's got like more texture to it, you know?
Okay, so you're not looking for like something
Flats.
flat. You're looking
No.
for something more like this then.
Exactly.
How about those?
Wow.
Yeah. This is what we're aiming for.
Okay, so-
More like this.
So you're looking for like more rectangular or square pieces, not jagged edges.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are those samples there?
Yeah, the samples look interesting. See?
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so of
Perfect.
these two,
Yes.
which one are you guys more drawn to?
You know, looking at both of them now, I think this one, I feel matches the house more.
Okay. This is
Is it up there in price?
it's
Tarek?
it's over $20 a foot. So let's do this. So this one's over $20 a foot, although it will make the kitchen fantastic. I agree. But at the same time, honestly, a lot
Yeah.
of buyers, they might not be expecting that look. And
Yes.
you know, we want to try to appeal to the masses. So let's just keep looking for like 2 more minutes.
All right, sure.
Okay, a stone backsplash is a tough choice. Some people, they're gonna love it, but a lot of buyers, they're gonna be worried that it's gonna stain too easy and be a nightmare to clean. If this were my flip in a dropping market, I'd go with a crowd pleaser to avoid losing potential buyers. This one right here is half the price just for the material. The labor is gonna be way cheaper because it's not stone.
Yeah.
And then if you want to clean this, you just wipe it off. To clean the stone, it's a lot more work. And plus, after you guys install it, you're going to have to seal it. But how do you guys feel about this one?
It doesn't really have the feel of stone, you know what I mean?
This one's a much easier product and
Yes.
it's cheaper. The other one, I mean, it looks super cool, but there's a lot of maintenance and it's a lot more expensive.
Exactly.
But I feel also, you know, for the area where the house is, you know,
Yes.
in Venice, the buyers that look in that area, maybe they are looking for something that's a little bit more nicer,
Unique.
fancier.
Different.
So the best way to make decisions is just to make decisions. So let's do that
Exactly.
right now.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Which way are you leaning?
Stone.
Stone.
We're going with stone. All right, we're going. We tried. I tried. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, the floors are in. That came out real nice.
Yes, yes.
And then once you guys get the cabinets in, the countertops, and then
Yes.
the backsplash, everything's gonna tie together.
Exactly.
So where are we at with the budget now?
Well, you know,
definitely.
we don't really know on the daily.
310,
Could
320.
be a little bit higher.
Why don't we know?
I mean, every day it's like we get calls for like $2,000-3,000 of like rough materials.
Yeah.
When you say rough materials, you're talking about like wood, drywall, nail,
Exactly.
like rough
the
materials?
rough materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We
that
get-
wasn't included in the labor.
I've done that in the past, but I never pay for the raw materials. I'll pay for the counters, the
Yes.
cabinets, the
Yes.
tile, like the finishes. But you
Yep.
guys are paying for all materials.
All materials.
Everything.
It's just a labor-only bid that we got. That's what he's doing,
Well,
yeah.
how in the world are you gonna track everything?
That's where we are right now. So in our mind, we can't really get a set number.
You guys are doing one house right now, right? So I know you're hyper focused on the house, but
Yes.
as you're scaling, say you're doing 5 or 6 houses, there's no way you guys are gonna be able to manage everything. So you need to find a contractor that takes care of everything. If you would have got a bid from the beginning with labor and materials included,
Yep.
I can almost guarantee you would have spent less money. You guys really need to figure out the math. We're getting way over a budget. We have a long way to go with this house, so it's a little bit concerning because
Yeah.
the last few years, every single investor on the
Yeah.
planet, at least here in the U.S., they've been saved by the market. Like
Yeah,
anybody
that's
could have bought
true.
any house, they could have
Yeah.
paid too much for construction, and they still would have made a profit. Now, if the
Yeah.
market was going this way and your budget was going this way, you guys are going to lose money. So moving forward, then
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really try to pull back if we can and save money where we can. So this bathroom's done, or almost
Yes.
done?
Yeah.
Almost.
So
Ooh, I love that
almost,
floor. That's
but-
gorgeous. And I
And
even
then
love
the
the
brass.
gold. I love
Yeah,
everything.
right?
This is super cool. You guys knocked it out of the park.
Then we're gonna have the faucet coming out of the wall,
Yes.
and then we're gonna have the sink sitting on a wood plank.
Yes, exactly. So 2 wood planks we're going to have, which is an interesting type vanity. It's
Say that again.
unique.
Wait, what?
So the faucet is coming out of the wall.
Faucet's coming out of the wall.
With the 2 twisters, and then we're gonna have 2 wooden planks. So like rough wood, like you know.
Is there going to be cabinets though?
no
cabinets.
cabinets?
No,
No,
it's gonna
just
be like
2
floating
planks,
shelves.
floating shelves.
Buyers want to see storage in a bathroom. Crystal and Laurent are still going with what they think is cool versus what's going to make them money. I need them to understand that they can make choices that feel high-end, but don't cost them a ton of money. At the end of the day, flipping houses, it is a business, and these two, they really need to start treating it that way. So were you gonna be able to shop without the boss today?
No, I don't know. Crystal right now, she's out in the field looking for our next flip because we really want to grow the business. And right now, I'm meeting with Tarek to choose the bathtub for the primary. We really wanted to have a wow factor. This way buyers can fall in love and hopefully be willing to pay more.
So what are you guys thinking when it comes to a tub?
Well, we want something like stone, natural, earthy.
Okay, so heavy and expensive.
Yeah, right?
Okay,
like that one right there.
So this is what you're envisioning.
Yes, that's kind of like what
Oh,
we
this
use
is
at our old house.
solid. Like, watch, feel that. That's solid stone.
Yeah. Heavy?
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can the floor support a tub of this weight?
Well, you know, this is like a 1950s house, right? So we may have to like reinforce the foundation.
Honestly, this thing right here, I mean, you're probably 12 to 1,500 pounds.
I think, you know, they can go in underneath, I believe.
Well, how much is this thing? How much do you think this is?
Like maybe like 3,500.
It's $10,000.
$10,000?
$10,000.
Maybe that's a little bit out of the range.
Okay, so that's out of the range. Okay, I'm glad you said yes, because I thought you were going to say yes to $10,000, and I was about to leave.
The tub is gorgeous, but I understand Tarek's point. If we buy the most expensive version of everything, then we're gonna over-renovate for the market. We really don't want to put more money into the flip than we can get out of it.
Okay, so like, We can't spend 10,000.
Nah,
Not only is it super expensive, like the house can't even hold this.
for sure.
Like I'm down with the tub, but we just need to go with a different one. Okay, so like, what do you think of this one, the finish?
I love the matte finish.
So you guys like the matte look?
Yes.
Okay, well, the reason it's matte is because it's not acrylic. These are stone resin tubs. So what it is, it's pretty much crushed stone mixed with resin. It's almost like the quartz process. Watch how nice it is. You see that?
Yeah.
And like, this is gonna be so much lighter. It's gonna be thousands of dollars
Looks
less.
lighter, yeah. It feels lighter already, yeah.
And then look, color-wise, they can do any color you want, it looks like.
Maybe this one's a little bit dark, but if we can get it to like a lighter gray.
I mean, I think anyone that sees that in that shower, they're gonna be so shocked, surprised, and excited.
I mean, it makes way more sense.
Is that the one? What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is the one, yeah.
Okay, we have some cabinets in.
Yeah, big changes.
How you feeling right now? The house is actually coming together.
No, I'm happy. It's really good. Nice, bright, airy, that's what we want.
Yeah, this is cool. Is this the sink?
That is the sink.
Does it weigh 1,000,000 pounds too?
Yeah, probably.
Oh my God, it does.
Solid travertine.
Oh my gosh. How much was that?
$400.
This was only 400 bucks?
Only $400, yeah, and it's a solid piece too.
You guys did pretty good on this one.
Right, I think so.
See, and that's the thing when you're flipping houses, right? You want to have this look, but on a flipper's budget. Like
Right.
if this was $4,000, I would say no,
Oh,
right?
no,
But it's
no way.
400 bucks.
Yeah, right? And I think, Crystal and I, we can go out and try to find, what we're looking for, but on a budget.
Yeah, no, this looks great.
Tarek wants us to scale back on the designs to save money, and I get that to a point. But I do feel the little features and touches of our flip is going to stand out to the crowd. They may cost more, but it is worth it if the buyers are going to pay more for the house.
The house looks cute.
So go.
Hey, Tarek. Good. Hi, good to see you.
You too.
We were able to get the deposit back for the garage door, so that was a relief. And at the same time, we were able to get a new one installed.
So how much did you guys end up paying for this door?
This one he was, I believe it was like 6,800. Nearly $7,000.
It's real wood.
But it is real wood, so I mean.
But when you
It's,
turn the corner and you see
yeah.
the house, I mean, it is kind of like one of the standout items that really makes, the house unique.
I mean, $6,800 isn't cheap, but
No.
it does look good. Their idea of saving money and my idea of saving money are two totally different things. I would have just gone out, found a beautiful garage door for like $2,000 and called it a day. Oh, how did the mural come out?
It looks
Really,
amazing.
Is it done?
Really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's all done.
Concrete's in.
Yes. And then the deck.
Oh,
the
look
mural.
at that. It's so much different than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, pop of color, isn't it? Because everything's pretty, simple with a house with the white and the wood. So we just wanted a little bit of, pop.
I do have one thing though.
Okay.
The hot tub.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if it's in budget. How much did all this cost back here?
Yeah, this is $24,000, and this is just at the back with the mural, with the deck, with the cement, with the artificial turf and hot tub.
After all this, I cannot believe they bought a hot tub. Just when I thought they were starting to listen, between this and the mural, I don't think they're gonna get a return on investment. Typically, I really focus on the inside of the house and keep the exterior minimal.
There's a lot of competing homes here in Venice that have really unique architecture. So that's why we thought we had to focus on that as well.
Well, we are definitely unique. Look at our mural. Oh, that looks dope. Look at that.
You like it?
I love it. It looks awesome.
That nice
Awesome.
light gray, earthy look,
Look at that. We got a little bench. We got a bathtub. We got plenty of area to shower. Dude, you got a lot of space in here.
Right?
I like the counters. I mean, I pretty much like everything, but there is one thing that I've been noticing since I walked.
Okay.
There's a lot of different wood tones.
Okay.
Okay, so it's thrown me off a little bit. Like, just in this room alone, that vanity is a different tone than the baseboard. That baseboard is a different tone than the door casing.
Yeah.
That door, the casing, the baseboard, the vanity is a different tone than the shower.
Yeah.
And it kind of runs throughout the house.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, since we wanted to go with a wood element,
I think that it's just really hard to match wood. You know, wood's natural, it does have all these different tones. So I think personally, you know, it just makes it look more natural.
But do you see, like, when you look in the corner, I mean, they're two completely different colors. I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel like the whole house would have been more cohesive if you would have just stained everything the same. At least the baseboards, doors, and door jambs. Too late now because it's all been sealed. It should have been stained, then sealed. Hello.
Hey!
How's it going? Hey, you guys staging?
Yes. We did our own staging.
Yeah, no, it looks great. I love that couch. I love this table. I love that furniture piece. I mean, everything looks
Yeah.
really, really good.
Even though we haven't always followed Tarek's advice, we have been listening, and we decided to do the staging ourselves in order to cut back on expenses.
So, house is done. We
Yes.
made it. So we have to talk about the list price today. We have to talk about the comps too. But before we get there, I want to talk about the numbers on the house.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys paid $1,670,000 for the house.
Exactly.
When we first met, you were hoping to spend between $250,000 and $300,000 for the remodel. Mm-hmm. What did we end up spending?
337,000.
So we went over budget. Based on $250,000, we went $87,000 over budget.
Yes.
The discussion we had along the way, why we spent extra, is also, I mean, the market the way it is. You know, we want our house to stand out from the competition, even though we don't know what it will sell for.
Yeah, no, I know, I get that. And like, I remember when we first met, like one of the big reasons why you guys brought me in was
Yes.
to help you guys spend less money.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So the question is, did we accomplish that here? I know that I prevented you from putting in a pool.
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
about $100,000 and we would still be
Very.
under construction, so I helped there.
Yes.
You guys kind of went wild with this house. You know, you did the hot tub, the deck, the mural. So, I mean, there were some things you guys did that personally I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Okay.
The good thing is you guys moved really, really fast. When we
Yes.
started the project, we thought it would take about 6 months at $15,000 a month mortgage, which is
Yep.
$90,000. You guys got it done in 4 months, and if we can sell it in 1 month, that's a total time frame of 5 months.
Yes.
Which means your carrying costs are going to be $75,000. So you saved about $15,000 by moving fast.
Exactly.
Selling the house, we have real
Yeah.
estate agent commissions, we have
Yes.
closing costs, and that's roughly about $70,000 for this house.
Exactly.
Okay, so our break even then is gonna be $2,152,000.
All right.
Definitely higher than we thought when we started the project. But also when we started the project, you were hoping we would sell for 2.6, maybe 2.7. So I've studied the comps, so I need to ask you guys, you know, what are you thinking about listing the house for?
We were thinking 2,499,000. We'll be happy if we get more, and then obviously we'll see, you know, what the buyers think.
Just the current market, you know, buyers are very nitpicky. So we need to make sure that we're still competitive enough for buyers to come through the door, or else
Yeah.
we're just going to have no activity at all.
Yeah, and I mean, even at $2,499,000 in today's market, that might still be a little bit high. But if
Okay.
it does work out and we do sell at full price of $2,499,000 with a break even of $2,152,000, you guys stand to make a big old profit of $347,000.
Yeah. So, we'll see what they say, you know? There's one more thing we were thinking of,
Yes.
and that's just
We wanted to run
because
it by you.
of the market. We were thinking of holding it. Holding it, renting it out. Maybe the market's gonna be better.
We wanted to run that by you.
Yeah, so
You
I'm gonna
know?
shift your mindset. Are you ready?
Yes. Oh, okay.
So now you're putting all your eggs in one basket, focusing on this house. I can already
Yes.
tell you're focused on this house
Yes.
instead of the business. What's gonna make more money? Focusing on the business or dealing with trying to keep this house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's focusing on the business. And here's the thing. In keeping this as a rental property, I mean, I'm sure the rent's strong, but it's not
Oh,
gonna be a great return on investment. Here's another thing. Rentals in A markets, typically not the best idea, especially at A market,
Yeah.
like Venice, at the peak of an A market, because there's still a very good chance the values could drop.
Yes.
So if I were you, I would take my money,
Yep.
reinvest it, and keep turning that profit. Turn that
that wheel.
350 into
Yeah.
7. Turn that 7 into 1.4. Turn that 1.4 to 2.8. Then you go
Yes.
buy all the rentals you want cash. Let's get it listed.
Let's do it.
You guys excited?
Yes.
Yeah. Wonder what they're going to say, huh?
Yeah, well, we're about to find out.
It's cute. Look at all the wood stuff. It's nice contrast.
Buyers are noticing already, good.
But look at the garage also. It looks like everything is brand new.
Really nice, I like this. I did not realize we are right in the flight path of the airport.
Uh-oh.
Wow, I love this. Oh my God, this is amazing.
I feel like I'm in a boutique hotel.
Right?
You can get a really good table size in here. Get a lot of people around that table.
I definitely like the open space.
Yes.
And the natural light is huge for me.
Seeing the open floor plan, you
They
know?
like the open floor plan, they're noticing, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love the different elements that they use. I think that they complement each other really well.
Oh, I love this backsplash. That's really cool.
It's beautiful.
Super cute.
There's a little bit of like the space in between, and it looks a little rough around the edges too, almost like rock is falling off.
What are they talking
That's
about?
interesting.
sure.
I don't know. Maybe the grout in between is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
make sure we check that out, though.
Yes.
I love this deck. It's a nice little patio. Very bold colors.
Yeah. The mural's a little bright for my taste.
In comparison with how high-end and clean the house is, this right here
It's a
reminds me of
distraction.
college frat parties.
You joking?
And how much was that again? 4,000?
$4,000.
You can sit outside, have a drink in the evening.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
I could totally see myself having a party out here.
Yes.
It's a really nice shower. I definitely like the rustic feel if you look over here by the
The only
sink.
thing I don't like is that I don't have cabinet space here.
That's a huge
That's a huge
thing, yeah.
thing for me is cabinet space.
Yeah.
Let's check out the bedroom.
Let's check it out.
This is a decent size.
I actually like that this is kind of a window seat.
Oh yeah, on the lower
This
side.
would be my room.
This is your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
You already claimed it?
This has a lot of space. I love it.
It's so many different types of wood.
Different shades of
And
wood.
all the,
The window frame stood out for me.
So
Yeah.
it's too many things that don't match.
Okay, this is my kind of bathroom.
Oh, yes.
Look at how deep the tub is. You can really soak.
It's so beautiful.
Ooh, this is a pretty room.
All right, they're walking into the main.
Oh.
Those barn doors. Wait, look at the closet, the closet.
Ooh, I love the closets.
Wow, look at this bathroom.
Look at this bathroom.
Wow, the bathroom is
So
amazing.
you have the dual vanity, which is
I
nice.
love it.
It's like a Japanese wet room or something, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting in there and low?
I am.
I love the house, I love the design. I'm still a little bit concerned about the price and the size of the house
Yes.
and the location.
Okay.
So the listing price is $2.499.
I don't think that good idea with the planes always going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear it right now, and all the doors
Can
and
you hear
windows are
it
shut.
always?
I mean, the good thing is you wouldn't have to remodel, right?
Absolutely not. This is the party casita.
2.499. How do you feel about that for 3-bedroom, 3-bath?
Definitely for the price. I would maybe want a little bit more space.
Those comments really not the greatest, or not what I would, you know.
I mean, and
Yeah.
that's us thinking we priced it low.
Exactly.
And this is a completely different market. You know, the
Yes.
monthly payment on this house is almost double what it was a year ago.
Yes.
Right? So that's
Yes.
affecting what buyers are willing to pay. So what happens if in the next, 60 days, you guys are at 2.499, you get no offers? What are you guys gonna do?
We have to rent it.
Then maybe, in a year's time could be a different market.
But in the market we're in, realistically, I could see this house being worth 10 to 15% less in the next 6 to 12 months. If you guys are gonna keep it as a rental and you wanna get that 2.5, I mean, you might be waiting 2 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So let's get to the finish line on this thing. Let's try to get it sold. Worst case scenario, maybe we convert it to a rental. Crystal and Laurent realized they weren't going to get the full price offers they were hoping for, so they quickly changed their strategy and put the home on the rental market. They're currently leasing it out at $16,500 a month, which covers their monthly mortgage payment and gives them some passive income. It's not the outcome they wanted, but with all of the tough lessons that they've learned, they'll be more prepared to take on their next flip as graduates of Flipping 101.